I lost thousands before I realized this mistake. I thought I was disciplined. I thought I was consistent, but I wasn't either. The truth is, I was trading emotions, not setups. One of the biggest mistakes that I made as a trader is overconfidence. The saying that winning can be just as dangerous as losing is a thing, because as a trader, if you experience a win, there's a lot of emotions that come with that, a lot of positive emotions. For me, I remember a particular time I took this trade, and I made a lot of money from this trade. I felt extremely ecstatic. So I was so confident. It made me feel unstoppable. I felt like I was finally about to reach my dreams. What ended up happening was that feeling of getting caught in the winds and feeling so euphoric, made me lose sight of my execution, right? To the point where I remember up until that point, I had one of the biggest trades that I'd ever taken. It was on for about $38,000. And this was a trade on dollar CAD. I felt so confident that this trade was going to give me more. I had also over leveraged quite a bit of my account as well, but it was paying out. I was up a lot of money. I wanted the market to hit my target, and then I would walk away with whatever the profit was. And it ended up hitting somewhere about 120 pep, give or take. And as the market hit that, I was up over 30 grand. I didn't take the trade. I kept just waiting. I'm like, hey, you know what? The market's gonna go up. I'm the GOAT. I know. I'm thinking of all the great things I'm gonna be doing with this money. And I watched that trade turn from 30,000 to 20,000. And then I'm like, you know what? I can't take this trade now. I was just out 30,000. So from 30,000, 20,000, 10,000, 5,000. And I closed that trade at a $5,000 loss. And that taught me a lesson that allowed me to improve my trading in various ways. But it started off from being overly confident. So it's important that in your trading journey, you can maintain a high confidence, especially self-belief in yourself and in your abilities. But what is more crucial is that you don't let it get in the way of you executing the plan that you have created for yourself. Another mistake that I made was chasing the market. In my journey, I've made, a lot, and I've learned from a lot of them. But this one, was quite pivotal for me, because I realized that if I kept chasing the market and experiencing FOMO and giving into it, I wouldn't be able to be the patient trader that I was visualizing myself to be every morning. For me, in my journey, I had periods in time where, at this point in time, I was full-time trading, and I thought I knew what I didn't know. I was executing my plan, things were going well, and then I take that loss. And chasing the market oftentimes usually comes from experiencing a losing trade that you maybe don't want to lose, or a series of losing trades. Your brain starts to see a setup that wasn't even there, and then you start thinking, what if it just plays out? I know I shouldn't be trading at this time, but what if it plays out? And before you know it, you take the trade, and then it doesn't play out. And then before you know it, you're 2 trades, 3 trades deep. Oftentimes what happens is your amygdala gets hijacked. Your amygdala is part of your limbic system. It is part of your brain that is responsible for processing, fearful situation. And in trading, it comes alive because the way the brain views the market is not just capital especially capital you put in. It's not just digital capital. It's your capital, because we live in a world where finance and the currency is such a key part of our survival. It views the loss of it, as a threat to your survival. So every time you lose money in the market, your brain can go into a situation where it gets hijacked if you don't control it. And that's exactly what happened. I got hijacked, and before you know it, I was down even more money than when I started the day. And I remember I was taking, losses on a daily basis, because I came into the market trying to make up for the previous day. And I realized, in order for you to overcome this mistake and for you to, get on the other side, you have to kind of slow things down a little bit. You have to not focus on giving into your fears, and understanding how your psychology and how your brain sees the market. And for me, that was one of the things that kind of helped me. But this problem is one that a lot of traders, and myself included, experience. One thing I've learned in life that has also helped me in trading is that in order for you to be a winner, you have to learn to analyze your losses and your wins. You can't just analyze your wins without analyzing your losses, or your losses without analyzing your wins. You have to find out your strengths and weaknesses. One of the biggest mistakes that I made in my trading journey, especially earlier on, was not doing any of it. Just taking trades, not knowing the trade I took last week, the setups that I took, not having a proper review process. Creating a journal where I write, my thoughts, or take screenshots of my trades and analyze, okay, how could this trade have been taken or executed better? What did I do on this trade that I can do better on here? Was this a good setup? Is this a setup that I should start to focus on now? Is this going to be my bread and butter setup? Right? Because by reviewing this, you start to see what works. Because here at LiveFree FX, it's not just about fixing your weaknesses. It's also about maximizing your strengths, knowing what your strengths are and building that. Because sometimes your weaknesses, they just might always be there, right? They just might always be there. But if you can grow your strengths past the point where, it's your weakness, lose, a bit of money, but your strength make 3 times that, then that's what it is. So you're not going to know that if you don't review what's also working for you and what's not working. So the desire to go back to the chart and look at why you took this loss and how you can make sure it doesn't happen again tomorrow is important. And the only way to do that is by creating a reviewing process. So it's extremely important that you don't bring the baggage of today into tomorrow.
I know what I want and I'ma get it. I'm not even close to the finish, just scratching the surface, turning my L's into winnings. I've been the one since the beginning, no days off. I go so hard in the paint, put in
the fix came for me when I built structure. I created a plan for myself that I was going to stick to, which in turn created clarity for me. And I realized that trading profitably didn't mean winning every single day and winning every single trade. Even though my relationship with losing was one that I needed to work on extremely, part of the work was learning to see it as feedback and not see it as the market is out to get me. Part of that big fix too was unlearning a lot of the information that I had learned that wasn't useful. As a trader, you're going through your journey, you're picking up information from different places, you're learning different things. And I realized there was a lot of information that I had acquired. I bought courses, spent thousands of dollars that didn't help me, that weren't as useful. So I had to discard those information and simplify my trading and strip it all down. Take complex concept, strip it all down to what made sense to me. And that made a world of a difference, and that created clarity in its own level. Trading didn't get easier. I just got clear. Sometimes the biggest wins come from fixing what's broken, not finding what's new. If you're struggling right now, good. That means you're learning what matters.
And that's the video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for watching. If this video hit home for you, it was impactful, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content. If you want to take your trading to the next level, be sure to check out the links below. God bless. Till next time, I hope you're out there living free.